you turn 50 and suddenly just like, it seems like all of the breasts in the world know that you're 50, and so you see all of them, it's like they're all going, you're 50, I mean, I'm just saying to myself, why are you doing it? It's because, you are invisible to them, John.
I think I've become more self-confident now, sexually, than I have ever been in my entire life. Well, sex with the man that I was with for 26 years was very creative, very enjoyable. As time passed, it sort of got into a routine, and you sort of lose interest. And I have to be honest, during that 26-year relationship, I have to admit, I did slip. I had a 6-month relationship with I'm not gonna say a young man, he was about 8 years younger than I was. And that was really exciting. As I've gotten older, I find I'm less inhibited, and I'm not as self-conscious as I was as a younger woman. I'm like, well, this is what you need to do. I'm the type of person, I need a long stretch time of foreplay before we can get anywhere. So, that's something that I would never do when I was younger. Now I feel comfortable saying, hey, you gotta work for it. It's just not gonna come to you. You really, really need to work. You need to invest some time. Not a quickie deal. You need to invest time. So it was really interesting to find that has now become part of me. I'm like, wow, I thought that was, dead and buried, but it's like I've had a reawakening at 45.
My body image has definitely changed, say in the last decade, quite dramatically. I guess I could say I'm somewhat embarrassed by my body in a way that I never felt before. I probably, for one thing, wouldn't flirt with people the same way, something like that. Like, I wouldn't sort of presume that there might be a sexual attraction or something like that because I don't feel that attractive. I've lost some of the intensity of my sexual desire. And that is a little hard to deal with. I think people really want to want. And I want to want. And I'm a little disconcerted to feel myself less intense in that regard,
I like sex. And I still have fond memories. I was married for 20 years. I'm not officially divorced nor officially separated. I don't know. I think we just kind of went to sleep. He told me he was not attracted to me anymore, that I had let myself go. And I wasn't the same. I knew myself as a very voluptuous and sexual woman. I knew myself as a very sensual person, and that diminished me right then and there. I mean, really diminished me. And that was 4 years ago, and I'm still fighting against that. There are all these fears that come with aging, and you just maybe you haven't got what you once had, and that really took hold of me. I'm trying to like myself again.
Sex with women is kind of more about warmth and love, and sex with men is more about animal intensity. My whole life was I was married, I had a kid, I had a practice, I had, my whole structure built, but I wasn't hanging well on the structure. Those cartoons where, there's a stove and you hold one part down and then another part pops up and you hold it then and then another part pops up. It was kind of like that. No matter what I tried to do, I couldn't keep it out of my thoughts. I brought up with my ex-wife that I didn't think I would be able to that I was struggling mightily with the idea of never experiencing that, kind of not going there. And she was adamant about, you know, if you go there, that's it. And, you know, I couldn't not go there. First time I had sex with a man was amazing. It was pretty intense. The idea of sex with a man was just so forbidden that there was this kind of fuel that turned the heat up even more. And I was like, I shook. I would tremble in the process.
You always hear that sex is all in the mind, you know. And in my situation, you discover really that's so very true. Because my spinal cord is severed where it is, I have no sensation. So tactily, I have no feeling below my nipples. And so that means there's no sensation in my genitals at all. Pleasure physically for me was transformed into this more collaborative act. I mean, in the early going, I was just obsessed with female orgasms, and you know, can we do like 12 tonight, kind of thing, you know, and you can, you know, and you learn, and boy, those nurses in rehab, they show you all the buttons, and when you're freed from having to like service Mr. Penis, you know, wow, suddenly a whole new world opens up. I had to figure out what really made me feel good on a longer arc. I mean, that was harder. It was harder to figure out, okay, what parts of my body are really sensitive, and of course the nipples, you know, were like big bonus, you know, ears, yay for ears, you know. And now I do this, there's actually this injection where you actually inject into the base of your penis, and you know, you get this erection that lasts for quite a while, and it actually works. And you know, after 4 kids, after 11 years of marriage, the first time in not only my married life, but in my entire post-accident sexual life, I have an orgasm inside my wife's body.